him up.
I'm just making up for lost time with my nephews. So here's the deal, Chief. I need a word with your mom, so you need to take your little bro upstairs, and I promise I'll be up to play with you before I leave. Okay? Go.
All right, go on. Jakey, go upstairs, honey. Go with your brother. You guys go play upstairs for a minute, okay? Yeah. Thank you.
Graham said you dropped the boys off in the middle of the night. It was an emergency. You know me. God forbid I miss out on a crisis. Except there was no emergency. You weren't even on the job last night.
It was a personal emergency.
I assume everything turned out okay? Because if there were a crisis, you'd let me know.
Nicholas made plans to leave the country, and I freaked. And I was very overwhelmed by that feeling.
Okay. What feeling?
I don't know, fear, emptiness. I couldn't let him go. And I know that contradicts everything that I've told you, everything that I've told myself. That I should let him go and end things with him, and the only thing that matters is my relationship with Lucky. But when I was faced with the prospect of losing Nicholas, I panicked. What a mess, huh?
This has got to be tearing you apart inside.
Thank you. I keep telling myself that I can handle it. But I'm walking around with constant anxiety like I'm going to explode at any minute. I guess what comes around goes around. You know, I've known women to be caught between two men before, and I always thought they were weak, and now I'm the poster child.
You didn't ask for this. Don't torture yourself.
Nicholas is still grieving over Emily, and he's vulnerable.
Oh, so are you. You don't even see it. You're always strong for your sons and for Lucky. And whenever there's a crisis, it's you who wants to take care of everybody else. You want to be the one that everyone else counts on. But who do you get to count on?
Lucky. I realized when we got back together how much I need him. And when I'm with him, I feel very centered and I'm at peace. And my feelings for Nicholas are very different. They hit me in waves. And when I realized he was leaving, I just felt very empty inside. I don't know how any of this happened. I mean, how can I be so in love with Lucky and all of a sudden fall in love with Nicholas too?
Maybe that's progress.
Progress? What, that I'm not only physically unfaithful to Lucky, now I'm emotionally unfaithful to him
Talking
too?
along the lines of letting yourself admit that maybe there's something real between you and Nicholas. That you're not writing it off as temporary insanity or some irrational, attraction. It'll pass like a bad cold.
Are you trying to convince me to be with Nicholas?
I'm not trying to convince you of anything. Peanut.
Oh, don't try to make me feel good. This is way worse than that time I ruined Mom's favorite heels.
Oh, wearing them outside, playing dress up. You were in your own world. Traipsing around in those shoes and that pink dress. Oh, she used to wear. It was trailing around in the gravel.
I got in so much trouble.
And then there was that movie that you and Sarah wanted to see. And she got to go, and you had to stay home as punishment. You were so miserable.
I know, but you took me out driving in the dirt roads. And you let me steer, which was a really big deal for a 6-year-old. I don't think letting me steer this time is going to fix anything.
I didn't realize it back then. I was just a teenager myself, but all I wanted to see was my little sister smile again. And in retrospect, I did a smart thing when I let you steer. I gave you power. I put you back in charge, which is what you've got to do for yourself now, Lizzie. You got to stop coming from this place of fear and take control.
Oh, please. If I had any self-control, I wouldn't be here in the first place.
Okay. There you go again. You're bad. It's your fault. You're no good. Come on. There are 3 people involved here. And they are all contributing. Even Lucky.
Nothing but love and trust me and Nicholas. We are the ones who are betraying him.
Didn't you tell me that Lucky was the one who pushed to get remarried? When you wanted to leave things the way they were? Now, keeping in mind, I'm your brother, and I'm biased, and I'm inclined to defend you. It sounds like Lucky was paying more attention to this idea in his head of the two of you being together than to hearing what you actually wanted.
The thing is, I do want to get married. I want to marry him because I love him. We had the best time New Year's Eve. We danced and we talked and he played the guitar for me. And I loved it. I loved every moment of it. I loved being with him. And I thought, this is it. This is it. I'm done with Nicholas. I remember this is who I am. And then when I see Nicholas, everything goes out the window. And the only thing I know for sure is that I don't want to lose Lucky.
So tell him the truth.
Really? I mean, come on, be honest. If you were in Lucky's shoes and you loved a girl and you had stood by her and you forgave her and you took in her kids and you found out that she was sleeping with somebody you trusted, how would you feel?
Well, I've never been in Lucky's situation, but I've been close. I loved somebody and found out she didn't love me. She fell in love with a friend of mine instead.
Why didn't you tell me?
Because I didn't see any point in unloading my drama on top of what you're going through.
Well, tell me now. What happened?
All right. Charlotte?
Uh-huh.
I found out Charlotte fell in love with somebody else. And she sat me down one night and told me so. I mean, what was I supposed to do but wish him well, you know? I mean, yeah, it hurt. And I felt a great sense of loss, but, you know, I know them both. And they were good people. It's not like they planned this. It's just how it happened.
Are you still friends with them?
I don't see them as much as I used to now.
Are they still together?
Well, they're expecting their first child.
Oh. Is that why you left Memphis?
I left Memphis because I had a chance to take the job our grandfather held for years and move close to Graham and my sis, who I miss. I wasn't running away from the happiness I didn't get. But I gotta tell you, I'm not gonna lie, it made it easier to leave.
I'm so sorry. I've been so self-absorbed. I haven't asked you anything.
I didn't come here for you to throw me a pity party. I'm only telling you this now because I just thought maybe my experience could inform yours. The first person you have to live with is yourself, Peanut. And you've got to find a way to do that. A way to find your own self-respect. And go from there. And that is all the advice that I'm giving you today. So feel free to disregard every word.
Not a chance.